Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's Tech Tuesday, which is AI in education. We're very happy that you joined us for this very special topic, or it's just a very vast topic. So we're your technology integration team. My name is Isabel Espinosa. With me is Sherry Harris. And we have a special guest today. We have the Grinch with us,
Hello.
alias or nickname Josh Foyles. But we're very happy to have him with us today. I'm just going to go over some really quick commercials or announcements before we get started. The first one is that we have our website, midlandisd.net/itech, where you can find a lot of videos, short videos and information on the software or hardware that we use in the district. So you just go to midlandisd.net/itech. We also have our technology newsletter that we really encourage you to subscribe to by going to midlandisd.net/tech newsletter. You can sign up to receive the newsletter. We send about 2 a month, and we also always try to include the latest tools and tips and tricks that you can use in your classroom within the programs that you use and the hardware that you already have. Just trying to make your life easier in the classroom. And also, well, our Tech Tuesdays, you're here because you heard about us, but just a reminder, we have our 30-minute virtual PDs almost every Tuesday of the year, and you're welcome to go to our calendar at midlandisd.net/Tech Tuesday. You can find our sessions are already planned all the way up to March. So you are, when you go to that website, you can find the session that you're interested in, and you click on it, and there's a button at the very bottom that says Add to My Calendar. When you add it to your calendar, it'll remind you that day. All you need to do is that day, click on the link, on the Google Meet link you clicked on today, and you'll be in. So, and if you have any ideas or any requests for Tech Tuesdays, please email us and let us know. So we're going to get started with AI, artificial intelligence. Now, this is it's something, it's pretty new to all of us. AI is changing every single day, and it's changing how we teach. It's changing how educators are using it in the classroom, or can use it. We can use it to create lesson plans for us, generate case studies, write emails for us, rethink teaching strategies. AI, we see it as a friend and as a foe, and today we're going to focus on looking at all the pros and the ways that we can use it in our classroom, and how it can benefit us and help us with our time and with our planning. There is a Facebook page, and I just put this as an example. The internet is full of information for teachers, but there is a group called ChatGPT for Teachers that'll give you information or ideas on how to use ChatGPT, which is one of the main AI platforms. And some prompts some ideas that you can find there is like a prompt guide for teachers, 50 ways ChatGPT can support K-12 teachers, 20 ways primary school teachers can use ChatGPT to save time, reduce stress, and improve learning outcomes, lesson planning, creating engaging lesson plans. And just a reminder, the secret to getting the most out of ChatGPT or any other AI platform is creating the right prompt with as much information as possible. But Sherry's going to go over that in a little bit. So I found some really good pros of using AI. Like I said, we're going to focus on the good things that we can use AI for in the classroom. Some of them are saving time during lesson planning process, because it'll actually do it for you if you give it the right prompt. And there's some programs that we're going to show you today that actually create the lessons for you. It makes your job more efficient and effective. It provides their real-time feedback. You don't have to know everything. It also promotes student engagement, personalizes or differentiates learning, automates grading, fosters critical thinking. You might think, how can it foster critical thinking if it does everything for me? But it actually does, because you and the students will have to think of ways to get AI to do what you want it to do. You have to just think outside the box. When you write your prompts, when you create designs, you have to use your critical thinking skills, and encourages creativity within the same area. So we're going to show you a couple of tools. There are, like I said, so many tools out there, but we found some of the best ones that we think will be useful for you in the classroom, or just some that you can start with. They're really easy to use. and you can follow along with us. And I'm going to turn it over to Sherry so she can get started with CuriePod.
Thank you, Isabel. So I went on search for what CuriePod was, and this TikTok is a very great example of what CuriePod can do for teachers. So if we could hit the... there we go.
CuriePod. So CuriePod delivers ready-to-play lessons in a matter of seconds. You just need a topic for the lesson plan. So this one I'm putting animal adaptations. My audience is third graders. You can even fill it out based on objectives and standards. Then the magic happens. Do magic. And in a matter of seconds, it will give you a full-blown presentation in the form of slides. And voila, just like that. Complete slides, lesson plan, ready to go. Complete with interactive polls, open questions for students that they can access live using their own devices, and a PIN code. And if that's not enough, if you see a slide that you want or don't want, you can remove and add. You can even tweak everything on it, very similar to a Google Slides presentation.
So that was just a very overview of what CuriePod can do. I'm going to start sharing my screen now and actually go into CuriePod. So this is curiepod.com. I've already signed in, but I just signed in with Google. So I'm going to go to my lessons, and you'll see that there are a few lessons that I've already created. So I have a pros and cons of AI in a classroom for teachers. So this is one that I actually just created in CuriePod. I did a full lesson generated with AI. I decided what my content or skill needed to be. My grade is professional, and then any kind of learning objective, and I just hit do your magic. So CuriePod just simply created this entire slide deck for me with different interactive settings for us. So you have like few words or word clouds. So I'm going to go back home. Then I have AI for teachers. This is our presentation for today. And all I did was upload it. I just clicked on upload, dragged and dropped, and this is what happened. I will say that CuriePod does not do animations very well. So if you want animations in your CuriePod, you would have to do it in CuriePod itself. Then I did Curify AI for teachers. So again, this is just the AI for teachers, but it's Curified. And what that is it says Curify my slide. So I just clicked here and uploaded the slideshow for today's presentation. And it gave me different interactives like word cloud. So what are the association professional grade students have with the topic in the text before you have assessed it. So it's pretty much doing a pre-assessment before we get into the lesson. I thought that was pretty neat, just to figure out what you knew. And then because CuriePod doesn't upload the animations very well, I actually uploaded SIS slideshow that we used for new teacher orientation. And this is just the beginning of the slide, and then there are some word cloud, and then there's the open questions. How can teachers use the Skyward Gradebook to improve their students' college and career readiness? And then right over here, you'll see that you have different prompts that you can input, including entry ticket with feedback. There is exit tickets in here, compare and contrast. There are a lot of interactive things that you can input into your slideshow. And the great thing about CuriePod is, if you know how to use Nearpod, which our district uses, CuriePod is very similar, as in if I was to present this, anytime I would change the slide, it would change the slideshow for the student. The next one that I'm going to talk about is Bard. I'm going to just bring the slideshow over and go over Bard real quick. So Bard is a new conversational AI tool by Google. It is completely free. It is used to brainstorm ideas, spark creativity, and accelerate productivity. It has the potential to be a valuable asset in the classroom, enhancing learning experience, providing support for both teachers and students, and creating a more engaging and dynamic learning environment. For students, Brad can act as a virtual learning assistant, empowering students. Sorry, I got distracted by the Grinch. Empowering students to become more independent learners, critical thinkers, and effective communicators. It is very important whenever you are doing or using Bard that you are prompting it as specific as possible. So making sure that your tone, objective, if you want examples in there, making sure like if you want citations, that was one thing that I really liked about Bard whenever I tried it the first time, is it gave me the citations. Any kind of visuals, formats, keywords, making sure that it's geared towards your audience, statistics, analogies, context, quotes, call to action, terminology, and limitations. Just make sure that you're very specific whenever you're using AI. I'm actually going to use Bard real quick. And I am going to ask it, what are the steps that will make the Grinch's heart grow?
Sherry, can you share your screen instead, please?
Yep. I will share my screen. My bad. So this is Bard. I did ask it what are the steps that will make the Grinch's heart grow, and I'm going to click enter. And then it gives you a lot of steps to help the Grinch's heart grow. So it's kind of cute to go along with our Grinch today that I am actually going to turn over this presentation to. So, Grinch.
Okay, well, thank you guys. That was incredibly boring. I mean, fascinating. It was fascinating, I must say. I'm just kidding. No, it really was good. The whole time you were talking, you know, the whole like how to make the Grinch happy or whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's great and everything. But I was trying to think of ways that I could use artificial intelligence, you know, for more interesting things. You know, I wish I would have had it last year. You know, it would have been great. Let me just say. Me personally, I would probably use it to make Grinchy Christmas carols, or possibly even creative ways to steal presents. I think that would be a really good one. Maybe even how to sneak up on Santa and steal his sleigh. I think you could use AI for that. So I found it very fascinating. It was giving me a lot of great ideas, let me just say. Okay. So there's a couple of tools that I want to show you today. The first one is called Eduade AI. And Eduade is an AI-driven platform that helps educators create lesson plans, teaching resources, and assessments. And let me tell you, I'm not a teacher, but I could sure use this when I'm trying to train Max, okay? Because he doesn't listen to a word that I say. Okay, so I think it would be really good. So I'm just going to share my screen here. I'm going to show you what Eduade looks like. And so can everyone see that? Whoops. Can you see that? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Who cares? Okay. So Eduade, this is what the homepage looks like. I love Eduade, even though, like I said, I'm not a teacher. I get a lot of really great ideas off of here. And I stole this guy's computer, so I don't know why. I guess it's still logged into his account, joshua.voiles. So we'll just use that. I guess it doesn't matter. I, you know, steal stuff all the time. So we'll just continue. And I'll just click sign in with Google. So if you're new to Eduade, What you want to do is not create a free account. If you're a teacher with the school district, you just click with Google. You go in with the Google. Okay. So here at the top, you can see, and basically it splits your screen into two sides. You've got the left and the right. The left is where you're going to do all of your like programming part of the AI and all of that jazz. And then the right side of the page is where it's going to save all of your work and all of your projects that you're working on. Now, I will say you can use the free plan, and I believe that will give you a few for free. But if you want to be able to save them, I think that's where you might need to subscribe. And I think it's really cheap, like, $3 or $4 a month or something. So that's not bad. And that's coming from someone else who's incredibly cheap. Okay. So it's not a bad gig. All right. So what we can do here is we can choose our subject. So this is the content creator. And we can choose our subject. Now, I'm trying to find the subject of elf school, but I can't seem to find that subject. So I'm just going to choose something boring like career and technical training. Like, who needs that? But we'll choose that. But you can see they've got mathematics, social studies, science, and all of that good stuff. Then we can choose our grade. So I'm just going to choose 11th through 12th grade here. And now you can see I've got all types of resources. I'm just over the planning resources, and look at all of the things that we have just within this one tab. You've got lessons, scaffolding, engagement activities. That would be a really good one there. You could freak the kids out with some really I meant to say really nice activities for the holidays. There's rubrics here, so we always need the rubrics. And emails, all kinds of great stuff. If we scroll through some of these resource tabs, you can see there's a lot of really interesting stuff. This one's my favorite. There's something called gamification, and they have quizzes, review games, bingo style, Jeopardy style. That's a really good one. I like to play Jeopardy. I like to make the kids compete about who knows the most interesting things about moi. Okay. So that's a really nice one. And then my favorite is escape room, because I love to go to escape rooms, and they're really scary. So lots of really cool things. We've got cooperative learning, independent practice. So let's just go back to our planning tab, and I'm going to let's try a lesson plan. So I'm just going to choose lesson plan, and I'm going to type into my prompt, my keyword or my key search or my topic will be how to bake nasty onion flavor cookies for Christmas. Oops. There we go. And I'll just go ahead and choose enhance. And so AI is working its magic in the background. And once again, I don't know how it does what it does, but it's really scary. So I'm going to blame you. I'm going to blame all of you teachers when the Terminator shows up and takes over the world. So as you can see here, it's given us something. It says demonstrate the process of baking unconventional onion flavored cookies for the holiday season, incorporating techniques and ingredients that result in a distinctly unpleasant taste and experience. Sounds great to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add this to my workspace. So that was just the prompt. And now you can see Eduade is actually creating a whole lesson plan. And just look at it go. Isn't that weird? Okay, so you can see it has the title, unconventional onion flavored cookies. It has the grade level. It has 1, 2, 3. It breaks it down into minutes of what you can do for your lesson plan. It has a closing, kind of like an exit ticket, all kinds of things. So I would just encourage you, go in there and look around, because it can give you a lot of great ideas, as you can see right now. Okay, so now the next thing I want to show you is something called, I always forget the name of it, Magic Studio. So if you are a teacher, you probably use Canva. If you're new to Canva, I encourage you to go back to some of our other Tech Tuesday recordings and learn about the basics first. But if you're used to using Canva, there's a lot of really interesting things inside of Canva that you can use that are incorporating artificial intelligence. Okay, so this stuff is just popping up everywhere, and Magic Studio is one of them. Now, Magic Studio is like a series of tools that you can use when you're in Canva. It's your place for creative AI. No more jumping between platforms. Access AI that makes designing more efficient, creative, streamlined, all from within Canva. And if we go to the first one here, this is one that is called Magic Design. And as you can see, there's a little bit of a preview that we have animating on every slide to show you how it works. But if we have time, I will hopefully show you a couple of these features in Canva. So if you have a great idea, just similarly to the way you saw me use the other website that we were just on, it's kind of the same idea inside of Canva. You can use a prompt or upload multimedia, create custom design in seconds, customize, and voila, you're done. So basically, you can create designs, but now basically these little AI robots in the background are creating your design for you. So if you're in a pinch and you're having to create, a Merry Grinchmas holiday greeting card, you could just type that into your prompt, and the AI will create it for you. So that's a really good one for you teachers. You can have your students do this as well. The next one we have is something called Magic Design Video, which is basically the same idea, but except for using or making designs, you're making a video, and the AI once again just does it for you. You kind of choose what you want to customize. You can type in a prompt. You can upload videos of your own or content of your own, and it puts it all together and edits it for you, and put some music in there as well. You can even use something called SyncBeat to synchronize your content with your chosen song. Me personally, I would choose something like "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch." You all know that song, right? So, really great way, really fascinating way to use AI in Canva to create videos. Okay, next up we have something called Magic Design for presentations. Once again, it's the same idea. Instead of creating a video or a design, you're creating a presentation. So not much to say on that one, but it's really cool when you use it. So you write your idea with a few words, and it generates a complete presentation, outline, slides, content. What's really neat to me is it creates the outline, and an outline is something that we all need. That's what I used when I was creating my plan for how to steal Christmas. We all need a great outline. And so the AI can do that for you. Okay, the next one we have is something called Magic Switch. So Magic Switch, what it does is it allows you, it's a unique tool that transforms your designs instantly. So let's say you have a neat design that you've created as not a PowerPoint, excuse me, but as a presentation inside of Canva, and you want to convert that into something else. So you could convert that into a doc or an Instagram story or something of the sort. And basically what it does is it rearranges all of your crazy designs and makes them match into a document. And you can then download them from there. So you can instantly change the format and the language and everything. It's a really, really, really slick. Okay, especially for all of you office and administrative type who's. Hey, do you want to hear a joke? I have a joke for you, okay? Who can tell me, okay? Extra credit for those if you open up your mic and answer in the chat. Just kidding. I'm not really going to give you extra credit. I can't do that. Okay, so why does the Grinch hate knock-knock jokes? Why does the Grinch hate knock-knock jokes? Who can tell me? Any takers? Tough crowd. Okay. Why does the Grinch hate knock-knock jokes? Because there's always who's there. Who's there? There's always who's there. Get it? Who's there? There's who's there. Okay. Anyways, next thing we've got is something called Magic Grab. And Magic Grab is really cool if you're like, a fancy graphic designer or whatever. You can move stuff around inside of your design. And you can see as the animation is showing you here, we've got this picture of this this lovely young lady here, and she was originally a part of that photograph, but the artificial intelligence is extracting her from the photograph and basically putting her on a whole new layer. So you can do that with photographs. Use that to teach your students how to do that. Next up, we have something called Magic. Now, I messed up on the slide presentation. It's not called Magic Grab. This one's called Magic Expand. And with Magic Expand, you can expand images in any direction. So it's sort of the opposite of cropping. A lot of times I have to crop my own pictures because this Santa suit makes me look a little plump, shall we say, at times. And so I have to crop myself, and so, but this works the opposite way. So what you would do is take your crop tool and you would basically expand your picture, and the artificial intelligence will add things to the picture that were never really real, that weren't really there. So it's kind of freaky, but you can do that all with AI inside of Canva. The next one we have is something called Magic Morph. Now this one I really love because I can create Merry Grinchmas cards, and what this does is, if we could go to the next slide. I'm sorry, I forgot to do I forgot to drive on that presentation there. But as you can see, what it does is it transforms text and shapes, basically simple shapes, simple text, and it creates these cute little. See, now I'm using nasty words like Isabel. I'm using the word cute. Can you believe it? It creates cute little 3D. It'll make it look like a balloon or like something that's popping out, right? And so that's really neat. You could use that I'm sure the teachers will love that one. You guys love to do your little Bitmojis and all of that kind of thing. So that's a really creative one for you. And then last but not least, we have something called, now this one is not necessarily a tool inside of Canva. This is more of an application. So if you're in the designer page, you would have to scroll down to the bottom where it says apps. So if we could go to that next slide. And so basically what this one does is it will, this is my favorite because I can say Merry Grinchmas in any language and the AI will translate it for me. So basically what you do is you go down, you open up your design and you will type out a message, or you can actually click a pre-existing text box that is already a part of the design. And then you select that box, and then you go and you search for translate. Well, how about I just show you myself? How about I show you? Do we have time? How much time do we have?
We have 2 minutes.
Oh my goodness. Okay. We may not have time then. Anyways, I'll just let you, if you see the animation there on the screen, I took too much time telling jokes. I'm sorry. But if you look on the little GIF that's playing on the slideshow there, you can see you click on a text box. You scroll down through on the apps and you just key search translate, and that will search for the app called Translate. And then you choose your language, and then it actually changes it. A while ago, we did it on our last Tech Tuesday. I had a design open, and it actually translated into Arabic. So it was really cool. Now, sometimes you have to rearrange your text and move stuff around because some languages, they go from top to bottom or from right to left instead of from left to right. But you get the idea. So it's really, really amazing. And then on our very last slide, you will see we wanted to include some really cool resources for all of the teachers here, because last year, well, was that this year or last year? There was a website that just went viral and exploded over the internet, something called ChatGPT. And a lot of students were using it, not necessarily in a controlled manner the way you as a teacher might want them to use it. We do want to encourage you in your class to take advantage of artificial intelligence. But sometimes, the student, those little elves, they just go crazy, and they don't use things properly, shall we say, and we want them to use the technology properly. So what we've included here on these, now don't worry, because these same links that you see on the screen, I have chatted them I've put them in the chat. So if you scroll through the chat, you will find these both of these two links. One of them is to our newsletter, so you can view all of those things that we've put on the newsletter in the past regarding ChatGPT and artificial intelligence. But that first resource on the top, it says, for 3 great ChatGPT detection resources, visit this newsletter article. So that will take you to our newsletter. And in that newsletter are 3 different websites that you as a teacher can use to see, to detect if your students are trying to use ChatGPT. You know, maybe they're trying to use artificial intelligence to think of weird ways to sneak up on the teacher to scare them, or something mischievous like that. God forbid they're trying to steal Christmas. Okay. So we wanted to include those there for you. So go follow that link and follow those links, shall I say. And with that being said, I will turn this presentation back over to Isabel.
Thank you, Grinch. We're so happy that you joined us today. Thank you so much. It was awesome having you. I hope that at your heart, with those tips that Sherry found, I hope that we could have make your heart grow a little bit more today. So thank you. Everybody else, thank you so much for being here. If you need any technology help, if it's anything that has to do with your computers or your hardware, you can always email, or anything else, you can email techhelp@midlandisd.net. But if it has to do with training sessions that you need, or programs within ClassLink, you can now email itechhelp@midlandisd, and it will send us the work order directly. And it'll make the process more efficient. So if you can include your information, your campus and room number, and send it directly to us if it's for us, or just the regular Tech Help for anything else. So if you have any questions at this would be a great time to ask them. We'll stay here a couple of minutes. And thank you all for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, Grinch.
Oh, you are most certainly welcome. I'll stick around just for a few seconds longer if anybody wants to give me an onion.
I don't have any onions, but I've appreciated your Grinchiness. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Miss Cook. Teachers take apples, but I take onions.
Perfect. I'll let you know if I have extras.
Sounds good to me.